Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing more than just talking about personal growth. We're actually going to architect it. Yeah, we've got the blueprint for building a stronger, more resilient you. So hey, let's grab our hard hats and get to it.
All right, so let's just dive right in with a huge question, right? What actually makes a personality strong? I mean, it's so easy to picture someone who's loud, maybe a little dominant, but is that really the whole picture? Nah. Today, we're going to challenge that whole idea and get to what genuine strength really looks like.
And this quote, it just nails the core of our whole approach today. See, this isn't about some kind of personality transplant. Not at all. The real goal here is to amplify the strengths you already have, to kind of turn up the volume on what makes you great and just smooth out how you connect with the world. It's all about becoming a more effective and more authentic version of you.
Okay, so think about it like this. Any great building, right? It needs a totally rock-solid foundation. Well, it's the same for a resilient self. And in our blueprint, that foundation is built on 4, let's call them essential cornerstones. So let's break them down one by one.
First up, we have self-awareness. Honestly, you can think of this as your own internal GPS. It's really just the practice of looking inward, being honest with yourself, and seeing who you really are. Your strengths, yeah, but also your weaknesses and what really makes you tick. And it's a skill, one that you build through that simple but super powerful act of regular reflection.
Next, let's talk about the cornerstone of confidence. And look, this one is a bit nuanced. It's absolutely not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about practicing assertiveness, but without being aggressive. It's something you communicate through the way you carry yourself, your posture, making good eye contact, and just speaking in a clear, direct way.
Okay, our third cornerstone is resilience. And let's be real, life is gonna throw curveballs at you. That's a given. Resilience is that critical skill of handling those setbacks gracefully. It's about being adaptable, using those challenges to actually sharpen your problem-solving skills. It's literally what lets you bounce back. And a lot of the time, you come back even stronger than before.
And last but not least, integrity. So if the other 3 are the cornerstones, you can think of integrity as the mortar that holds everything together. It's that simple. It just means being true to your core values. And that's how you build trust, right? Because your actions are consistent, they're reliable, people just know they can count on you.
So, okay, we've got our foundations down. But what does this actually look like in the real world? I mean, how do these traits really play out? Well, the difference between being hesitant and being assertive, that's a perfect example. The changes might seem small, but the impact they have on your life and your relationships, wow, incredibly powerful.
Now, what I think is so cool about this is how it just maps out these contrasts so clearly. Just look at the shift in communication, for instance, going from being kind of unclear or passive to becoming an active listener who really expresses themselves with clarity. Or check out resilience, that journey from being easily discouraged to actively adapting and learning from setbacks. You should really use this as a kind of guide, a personal map to see where you're at.
All right, let's get practical. I mean, knowing the theory is one thing, but you can't build a house without tools, right? So let's go ahead and stock your daily toolkit with the habits and practices you're going to need to build this stronger self, piece by piece, day by day.
So the most fundamental tools you've got are all about communication. First, you got to practice active listening. And what that really means is your goal is to understand the other person, not just stand there waiting for your turn to talk. Then you pair that with speaking clearly, getting your own thoughts out there with confidence and precision. When you put them together, man, those 2 skills are powerful.
But hey, the toolkit doesn't stop there. We're also going to add emotional intelligence. That ability to understand your own feelings and really empathize with others. We're also adding a commitment to just keep learning, to always stay curious. And this one's huge. We're adding the skill of setting personal boundaries. You have to protect your time and your energy. And this really shows you the whole picture, the holistic approach. Your mental architecture is absolutely supported by your physical health. Things like exercise, good nutrition, enough sleep, those are just non-negotiables. And the secret ingredient to making it all work? It's consistency. It's the small, daily things like journaling or meditating that actually turn these ideas into who you are. Every construction project has its potential hazards, right? So as you're building your resilient self, it's super important to be aware of a few common traps you might fall into. You got to remember, true strength is all about balance. It's not about taking these traits to some unhealthy extreme.
First up, there's that super fine line between confidence and arrogance. See, true confidence is kind of quiet. It's inviting. Arrogance, on the other hand, is loud and it just pushes people away. So you really got to be mindful of that difference.
Number 2, please remember that strength and flexibility, they're partners. A truly strong personality can adapt. They're open to new ideas. Being rigid in your thinking, that's not strength. It's actually a sign of being brittle. And, well, we all know what happens to brittle things. They break.
And listen, this next one is absolutely crucial. Your assertiveness, your confidence, it has to be paired with compassion. Strength without empathy just comes across as cold, as isolating, and it'll end up damaging the very connections you're trying to build. So what's the bottom line here? The most crucial point is this. Your journey has got to be genuine. Don't try to imitate someone else's idea of a strong personality. This whole process is about amplifying your authentic self. Faking it, it's just not sustainable. Authenticity, that is your true foundation.
All right, so you have the blueprint. You've got the tools, you know the warnings. Now it's time for action. Because let's face it, knowing the plan is one thing, but laying that first brick, that's what actually starts the build. So here it is, your simple 4-step plan to get started.
Okay, here's what you do. Step 1, start with some self-reflection. Actually take a few minutes and write down what your core values are. Step 2, practice assertive communication in small ways, every single day. 3, the very next time you face a setback, make a conscious effort to reframe it. See it as a lesson, not a failure. And 4, just commit to continuous learning and taking care of yourself. These are real, practical steps you can start doing, like right now. So, there you have it. The blueprint is right in front of you. The cornerstones, the tools, the action plan, it's all laid out for you. The only thing left to do is, well, begin. So the final question isn't for me, it's for you. What one habit, what single first brick are you going to commit to laying today?